Hello there. I am so excited to be here with you guys. It's the mid-May, and today I want to talk to you all about um, like the best advice for transitioning either into an office as a PTO leader or even out of an office as a leader. Like if it's at the end of your term, like what should you be doing? So I know I've touched on this before, but it's the end of May, and I've seen a couple questions pop up in the group. And especially all of the new members. We have so many new members, so a shout out to anybody new. And if this is your first time watching, you just go ahead and let me know by typing new into the chat or in the comment field. And I don't want to ignore my returning viewers either. So if you've joined us for a Facebook Live before, go ahead and let me know that. Say back again. That would be awesome so I can acknowledge you. And so who am I? I am Christina Heideck. I am your fearless leader here in the PTA/PTO Superstar Leader Group. And I'm just really excited to be wrapping up the school year. I have like less than a week. So my kids are done with school next Wednesday, and there is so much left to be done. And I'm actually going live a little bit earlier than I normally do because I need to go and get some teacher gifts. I have left it until now. I know I'm not the only one, and it needs to happen because my kids are starting to see their teachers for the last time for some of their classes starting tomorrow. So I need to get my act together. So I need to get to Target, get something going. So anyway, so if you are a new officer or new leader to the PTO, I know it can be like super overwhelming. And sometimes it's overwhelming because you like don't know what you don't know. So you don't know the right questions to ask. So I'm just going to go over a couple things that you should be doing just to make that whole process easier so that you're not going to be losing your mind. And like really, I don't want you psyching yourself out before you even get going. The job of a PTO leader can be done by anybody if they have the right attitude and if they are ready to look for the resources they need to do the job. So the first thing that I would advise any new leader to do in any position or any organization, but especially PTO, take stock of the resources you have. Just by being a member here in this group, you have access to so many wonderful things. First, there's like 3,400 and plus people in this group, and it's like growing by the day. And so don't feel shy about popping your question in and getting, either ideas or support or advice from others. We're all like very smart. I seem to have attracted only the best PTO leaders to this group. So I'm really proud of that, and it's really exciting. So don't be afraid to ask in this group. And there's like a search section where you can search the group, right? So take advantage of that. See what others have had to say if you don't feel comfortable asking your question to the group. The next thing you need to do is like set up a call or a meeting. Well, actually, an in-person meeting would actually be best with the outgoing officer in your position, so that you can meet with them and kind of ask them some questions so you have a better understanding of what's involved and what you may do, what you will have to do in this next year. Because sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's really not clear, or that you have there's unanswered questions, like you're game to fulfill the role, but you're not exactly sure what's involved and you want to do a really good job. So set up a meeting with them and ask them, like, what did you wish that you had known before starting this job or starting this position? Like, that is such an awesome question to ask for like so many different situations, but especially in PTO land. Like, that is so key because so often the information is not communicated very well because it's not written down and it's just not passed along. And so there's a lot of wheel creating going on. So, and if you want to have kind of like a list of questions, and it's not exactly a list, but it's like a guide that you can fill in during your meeting, you should definitely go ahead and snag the President's Planner that's available in my shop at bit.ly slash PTO shop, or PTO store rather, I always say it wrong. And I've already put the link in the description, so you can pop on over there, because there's just so many different resources in there to help you get going. And so you don't have to like think of things. I guess all the guides in there are to help you think of things that you haven't thought of, or maybe think of things in like a different way. So definitely go check them out there. So again, it's bit.ly so bit.ly/PTO store. And one of the products in there that I would especially like to highlight, especially for all of the new PTO leaders here who are feeling like they really just need the answers and they need them really quickly, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and check out the complete collection. I have bundled together the very best products, in the most popular products. They're all awesome, but the most popular products in my shop, and they're all at a discounted rate. And you get everything you need. So you'll get something for your president, for your membership chair, for your fundraising chair, for your treasurer, for what else did I not mention? Your room parent coordinator. Like, all the resources you need are right there. That's why it's called the complete collection. My husband keeps saying that I should just add something to it to call it an anthology. I don't know. I kind of like the name complete collection, but whatever. Side joke that you probably, whatever. So that's my husband and I's joke. That's what we joke about. So anyways, definitely check that out if you're looking for like instant answers. Another resource that you should definitely take a look at, especially if you're feeling like you can't approach your outgoing officers, or if you just really want to be a superstar and you really want to get everything, definitely make sure to head on over to PTOanswers.com. Now that's where the blog for, it's part of this group, belongs, and I have several in-depth videos there for you to check out on all different topics. And then another resource that you should definitely add to your collection is, and I know a lot of people have been signing up for this lately, so I'm so glad to get this into people's hands. But if you haven't downloaded it yet, get the 9 essential tools for PTO leaders, and you can get that, and that's absolutely free. You just pop in your email address and you'll get it, and you can snag that at bit.ly/PTO tools. So it's bit.ly/PTO tools. So that has some different tools that I've used, and some of the tools are not things that you would normally associate with PTO. So they're not specifically branded for PTO or PTA use, but they're things that I've just co-opted and just used in a different way. So go check them out and let me know what you think about that. The last resource that I just want to bring to your attention is there's a YouTube channel that has all sorts of different videos for PTO leaders. And what I do is I take all of the Facebook Lives here and I add them to the YouTube channel, and those usually go live Thursdays. But then Mondays, there are brand new videos each week, or there is a brand new video each week on something I haven't necessarily talked about in the Facebook group here. So you should definitely subscribe so that you can have an easy link to the video every Monday when it goes live. So those are all of the resources that you have at your disposal. And I know a lot of people don't know about the blog, or they don't know about this shop, or they don't know about the YouTube channel because I don't talk about them all the time, but I definitely want to make you aware that they are available if you need them. Okay, so the next thing, beyond taking stock of the resources and setting up a meeting with the outgoing officers, you need to be planning like a summer planning meeting so that you can start to make plans for the next year. And this is usually the job of the president of the group. But if you're not the president, you can certainly ask your president, like, hey, have you scheduled this? Like, I think it would be great to get together so we can kind of all discuss plans. Because so often the most efficient and well-run PTOs, those officers are working together in unison. So not everybody's operating in just their little silos. There can be a lot of crossover. For example, if you have your family fun events chair or family events chair, they should definitely be talking to the fundraising chair so that there's not a lot of conflict with dates or overlap. You don't want to be making a lot of big asks from families all at once. You're going to want to spread things out. And sometimes there's an opportunity from a family event to kind of add a fundraising component to it. For example, a talent show. That's a super easy one to monetize in the way of either having concessions or selling flyers or selling ads in the event program, right? Like super easy. But it's just as easy not to monetize it and just have it strictly as a family fun event. But maybe that's an easy thing to do, and you're like, oh, parents probably would like to have flowers there to give to their performers to acknowledge a nice performance, you know, so they wouldn't see it as a fundraiser. They just see it as like a service that you're offering. So don't be afraid to like cross program like that. Just like your health, wellness, and safety chair, they should definitely be working in conjunction with your family events chair, so that, again, you're not planning two big events in the same week. So you're not planning your walk to school on the same week as your daddy-daughter dance, for example. So having a summer planning meeting where you're hashing out all of the ideas and really trying to get a general sense of the calendar. It's not so much that you need to have certain dates or dates certain, where you know for sure it's going to happen on like March 31st. You know, that's when the dance is going to be. Just get like a general idea so that you have a balanced calendar. When calendars are unbalanced, it makes for very unhappy families, but what's more, it makes for really unhappy PTO leaders because it's just too much of a drain and there's too many expectations, and it's really hard for people to make it happen because so many PTO leaders, and I'm speaking totally from experience, we're overcommitters. We say yes because we know we can make it happen, but sometimes the process of making that happen is very painful. Right? Can I get an amen to that if you empathize with that, or if you've been in that situation where it's just like you said yes because at the time you're like, oh sure, no problem, but then life gets in the way and it's like a little bit too much, right? So I know I can't be alone in that. I've totally been feeling it, especially this week because I am in charge of staff appreciation for 2 different schools, and it's a little much sometimes. Okay, so we've talked about the resources. We've talked about scheduling a meeting with your outgoing officer. We talked about the summer planning meeting. And this one is kind of, I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, but if you are president or the treasurer, find out where your mail goes during the summer. Now, this is like a technical little specific thing, but it's really important. If you're looking to close up your books, you're going to need to get those last bank statements. Especially if you've not opted in for electronic statements. I know some banks it's a little funky. So find out where your statements are going, and if all mail is being redirected to the district Board of Education, the district office is there, see if you can go pick it up. But make arrangements before school lets out so that you have a good handle on that. And the last piece of advice that I would have for the transition is just to, actually I have 2 more things, I think. But clean up your PTO mailbox so that you know what's there. So if you're an individual officer, go to your file or go to your specific mailbox, whatever system you have for your PTO, but like go check it out. Make sure you've gotten everything out of there that you might need. A lot of times people are busy, so they just pop notes in there and they might forget to send you an email or a message or text message about it. So go ahead and check your mailbox at school if you have one. And if you're the president, for sure be doing this for everybody and just kind of make sure that everybody has what they need for the summer, because you don't want to be trying to plan your fundraiser and look at your options, but all the catalogs are stuck in the school office and locked up for the summer. Like that just would be frustrating, because then you have to request the information all over again. So go ahead and clean out your mailbox or your PTO space so that it's ready for the next year. And then I forgot what else I was going to say. I'm just going to recount everything. So we talked about cleaning out your space, summer planning meeting. Oh, and this one is for presidents. If you haven't already, for incoming presidents, go ahead and schedule a meeting with your building administration. If you have more than one administrator, see if they can all attend. I think it's really helpful to get on the same page as an incoming officer, so that to get on the same page as the building administration, so that you know that you're all working towards the same goals. So I'm really excited for mine. I know I've shared this before, but I'll just tell you again. I'm stepping into the role of PTA president at an upper elementary school. So when I found out I was going to be in the role, I said to the principal, I go, hey, like, can we just get a time together? And I would love to meet with the other administrators too, because we have one principal that oversees everybody, and then we have the grade level principals. And I was like, I really would love to meet with them, because at this particular school, they're young and have a lot of great ideas. So I thought, I want to capture that freshness and really see what ideas they have. Because at that school, we really need to kind of figure out how to be a little more effective with parents, and also with the staff there. The staff is totally supportive, but the PTA just needs to get a little re-energized, a little rejiggered. So I have a whole bunch of ideas, and I'll share that with you in an upcoming Facebook Live about how to overhaul your PTA or PTO. So it's not, you don't have to do just the same old, same old. So, definitely consider maybe shaking it up. And I'll just give you a slight hint on this. It's like, we're not going to be having monthly meetings anymore. I'm pretty much getting rid of all but 4 of them. So that's for another day, where I'll talk about my plans. But definitely get that meeting scheduled with your building administrators. Definitely have it be during the summer, so they don't have, they'll just have less to worry about. So it'll be a better time to meet. I'm meeting with mine, I think, not next week, but the week after. So like the first full week of June, I think, is when we have it scheduled. So I'm really excited to hear what they say, and excited to hear their reaction to my plan. And I floated my plan with a couple of other officers, and everyone seems to like it. And in fact, a president at the next school up, so at the junior high, she told me at the meeting, our last PTA meeting of the year, that she was totally taking my ideas and stealing them. So I was like, she's like, that's a great idea. I can't believe nobody's ever thought of this before. And I'm totally stealing it, but thank you, Christina. And I was like, because I really look up to this president. She's been, I followed her as president in the very first PTA I was in charge of. And so I look up to her. So I was very flattered that she thought it was a great idea, but it just kind of gave more credence to me. Like, why has nobody been doing this? Like, it's so simple, and you're going to laugh, and you're going to be like, Christina. But sometimes the best ideas are the most simplest. So with that, and Tiffany is excited. So Tiffany, I'm excited to tell you about that. But I kind of want to flesh it out a little bit more, because my idea is, it's definitely good, but I want to firm up my plans. But yeah, I don't, and the reason for that, and I'll just tell you right now, just in case you can't make it the next time, and just to explain a little bit more about why I want to get rid of most of the PTA meetings. At this particular school, like, very few people were coming. It was 99.99% the one of the principals, the teacher rep, and then the executive board, and not even all of the executive board. So that's just not, that doesn't make for a healthy meeting, and it doesn't make for a necessary meeting. So anyway, with that, I will leave you, but go ahead and look in the comments, or I guess in the description. I put in the video description all the different links I mentioned about how to find the store for this, for the group, how to find, more importantly, the blog, which has all of the different resources, and what else did I say? Oh, the YouTube channel. Because, dude, I've been trying to make more entertaining videos that are straight to the point. They're short and sweet. The ones that go live on Mondays are like 6 minutes or less. So they're short, sweet, to the point. So I'm excited to share those with you. And oh, this last Monday, just if you haven't seen it, the topic was 5 things that PTOs do that parents hate. So I know you got to see that one because you don't want to be doing things that drive people away from your group. So go check that out. So right now I'm going to leave you because I legit am headed to Target to get teacher gifts. So hope you're having a great week, and I will catch you next week. And let me know if you want me to talk about why I'm not having meetings, or maybe I'll do something else. So until then, take care, and bye, Tiffany. Thanks for tuning in. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye-bye.